Sarah, I'm one of the archivists at Shropshire Archives, and today I'm going to show you some of my favourite documents for local and family history that you can find here in the Quarter Sessions rolls. I'll find my box first of all. Alright, so this is going to be a Quarter Session roll from 1820. Right, so the box I've chosen is a Quarter Sessions box that's about 200 years old. Quarter Sessions were a court that met 4 times a year, and they dealt with criminal cases, quite a wide range of them, and also administrative matters such as the maintenance of highways and poor relief. So what's contained in this box covers a wide range of subjects and is fascinating for both local and family history. So I'll have a look inside and show you what they look like. So these are the documents, and they're called Quarter Sessions rolls because all the documents were parcelled up and rolled together inside one of the larger documents that was used as a wrapper. And what they are all the documentation that was generated at each sitting of the court. So the first one I'll show you is what's now used as a wrapping. Which has got the list of the court's officials, the constables and the jurors. The function of the jurors at this time was to hear the case and decide whether it was worth answering. So the first set of documents in the roll are recognisances or bonds to appear and either give evidence or answer a case. So they tend to be quite small in size, often on parchment, but this one's a paper one. And this is for John Bowyer, who's been called to give evidence against John Bird. So he's got to come to court and he'd be fined £20, which is a substantial amount of money if he didn't turn up. So these are issued to the accusers, the defendants, and witnesses as well. So these are sacrament certificates, and the idea was that they proved that you'd had Holy Communion in a Church of England. And in order to have an official position, you had to obtain one of these sacrament certificates, the idea barring dissenters and Roman Catholics from holding official positions. This was after the Test Act of 1673, and it carries on way until 1828. So the next thing that I wanted to show you was an examination. And this is an examination for Thomas Hale, who's been apprehended as a rogue and a vagabond. So he's been found in Middle and sent to the House of Correction. And then they determined his legal place of settlement, or where he had rights to, so that he could obtain poor relief. And this was found to be Birmingham, so he's conveyed in a cart to the constable in Emstrey and then sent back to Birmingham. And there's a large number of these types of documents in the Quarter Sessions, often when people were sent over the border to somewhere, to a different county, or in fact to Edinburgh, Ireland, and even Newfoundland. And you get these. You also get documents relating to poor relief in the Quarter Sessions where there's some sort of dispute, where parishes are arguing over who should pay for poor relief. And we've got some fantastic blogs written on this by our previous intern Meriel on our website if you want to find out more about the role of Quarter Sessions and poor relief. Another set of documents that are really fascinating are the depositions and examinations, so where witnesses and accusers give statements. This particular one is a deposition of John Turner of the South Shropshire Cavalry, who was called on duty to quell a riot at Rockwardine and Wonbridge. And he gives evidence that Samuel Whittingham of Furnessman threw stones, and he and several hundred people refused to disperse for over an hour. The Riot Act was read, and they behaved in a manner calculated to spread terror and alarm. The next document is a confession. This is a voluntary confession of John Ainsworth of Shotterson, who gave his wife stolen chickens to sell at Bridgnorth. She apparently first refused, but he insisted, and his reason was that he took the chickens in order to prevent his family being starved, as he had 4 children, 1 in service and the others under 9. So these statements can give fascinating information about people's families and the circumstances they found themselves in. As well as John's confession, we've got statements from witnesses who identified their chickens. The Court of Sessions also dealt with other things, not just criminal cases, and quite a lot of these relate to highways. And they can be quite fascinating if you're looking for rights of way or road diversions. So the next set of documents, which relate to the diversion of a road from Oswestry to Trevlock Wood. And the diversion is to take account of the new mine. And it has a rather nice plan with it. So you've got the statements as well as a plan. Frustratingly, quite often you have the statements but no plan, so it's always quite nice to find where there is a plan. And final thing I'll show you, which come up in Court of Sessions rules a lot, are coroner's inquests. So this one here is the inquest for John Skidmore, who was working in a coal pit and there was a coal fall which resulted in his death. So you've got a brief bit of information and then the seals of the jurors there. They don't tend to give an awful lot of information compared with modern inquests, but they help build up a picture of life and working conditions at the time. There's a variety of causes of death that shows quite what a violent society it was, with lots of various fires and a lot of work accidents.